Sí, señores. What is going on? Welcome on in, everyone, to today's edition of Citywide Special. Of course, I'm your host, JP, or better known as El Parcero Philly. Happy Thursday to all. It is Friday for me, as late tonight, I will be off from Philadelphia. I'm actually leaving from Newark, which kind of sucks, but we'll make it work. We make it work as we always do. We move. Like we say in the Wednesday night watch alongs, we move. I'll be headed to Austin, Texas. My first time ever in this state of Texas, like actually venturing throughout Texas. I've been to the airport of Dallas to go to Colombia, but I've never been in Texas actually physically wandering and driving in Texas, but I'm heading to Austin. I'm excited. I don't know what to expect. I'm just hoping for the best, never expecting the worst. So I'm just truly excited. So we'll be gone for a couple of days, but we got to get the episode in here today. We'll look ahead. Today, we're going to look at yesterday's match for the Union. We're going to look at LAFC Saturday for the boys in blue. Obviously, the boys, our Birds, will be back in action on Monday night. We'll be in Austin for that one. We'll be rocking. Listen, you best believe we're going to be rocking all our Eagles gear on Monday. I believe Austin is Cowboys area. I don't know if it's and if anyone's from Texas, please let me know. Is Austin Texans territory or Cowboys territory? But regardless, they're going to see an Eagles fan for sure. A couple of Eagles fans, diehard Eagles fans for sure. And of course, the Phillies gearing up for the Mets. Not really as spunky as it has been in years prior, but it should be a fun weekend here in Philadelphia as it starts here tonight for myself. But what's going on? We're live on DSM, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Of course, we're live on TikTok as well. What is happening? What's going on? TikTok, do me solid. Snap here. Keep smashing that screen away. Let's get some more fans in the building. If you're watching live here on YouTube, do me solid. Hit that like button. I would truly, truly appreciate that here today. Awesome stuff. All right, let's get into our Citywide Special. Today's Citywide Special today, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the hooch. Back on Tennessee Whiskey. It's the only song that I know that's not reggaeton or rap. I promise you. I don't even know the words of the song. I don't know the song. This is Tennessee Whiskey. I've heard Tennessee Whiskey so many times down Brigantine, and I still don't know the words. That's how tired I am. Tennessee Whiskey. That's all I'll do. That's all I'll do. So the shot today, it is Kirkland's Tennessee Whiskey. We got the hand. Dude, this bad boy's lasted me almost a year now. And dude, you see how much I've had of it? And I'm a whiskey guy. I'm more of a winter whiskey guy. I don't really drink it in any other season that's not winter. I don't drink it in the fall, really. I don't drink it in the summer, especially. I don't really drink it in the spring either. It's mostly a winter type of beverage for myself. And then, of course, today we have one of my favorites. This is from Bonesaw Brewery right here in South Jersey. Glassboro and Jay, stand the fuck up. Where my Corey Clemens at. So this is the Pump Queen. This is one of my favorite beers, simply because if you go to Bonesaw, which is right down the street from the Rowan campus at Rowan University, they actually give you a plastic cup. They give you a rim around that's brown sugar and cinnamon. And then with this beer, it's crack. It's literal crack. I'll drink like 3 of those in 20 minutes. It's like 16-ounce cups too. It's not a lot. But, I mean, it's so tasty that my guy, I'm like, an hour in, I'm already had a 6-pack. and I got to get a ride back home. But that's today's Citywide Special. We got the Tennessee Whiskey and our Bonesaw Pump Queen. Motorboat on YouTube. Salute. Motorboat on TikTok. Salute. Let's get it going. Wow. First whiskey of the year. Yikes. All right. Well, listen. That's it for the show. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding. All right, let's dive into today as we usually do. Poll of the day. And if you guys are interested, you guys are more than welcome to participate in today's poll of the day. This is on my Twitter account. Link to that is in the link tree. It's in my bio. You guys can more than welcome to participate. So today's poll question of the day, what we're looking for. All right, like I mentioned, we're going on vacation. We're heading to Austin tonight. I'll be back on Tuesday afternoon. By that time period, the Union will have already played LAFC. The Birds will already have played the Bucks. And the Phillies will have gotten done a series against the Mets, and they'll be playing their first game against the Pirates when I get back. When I get back, who will be in the best possible position by next Tuesday. Literally this time, maybe 2 hours from now, next Tuesday. All right. So far we do have 9 votes. Sorry, we have 5 votes. So I put this on right before. So if you guys want to vote, would love to hear you guys. Right now, with 5 votes, 80% of the votes believe the Birds will be in the best possible position, followed by 20% from the Phils, and no votes so far for the Philadelphia Union. I'm sorry, we have 7 votes now. 85.7% Birds, 14.3% Phils, 0% with the Union. It's interesting. I guess the Eagles still just started, so people are still a little feel good about them. Although I have heard a lot of negative about the Birds, but overall, people should feel positive about that. And they are leading the way so far. Again, this is on my Twitter account. You guys are more than welcome to participate. Follow me at Parcero Philly. Link in the link tree bio. Definitely participate. Definitely let us know. What's up, Beth? What's going on, girl? How we feeling? Keep dropping your comments in the comment section. Smash that screen away. The comment sections are open here on YouTube as well. I'm excited to hear your questions. Any questions, please drop them in there, Beth. It's good seeing you, girl. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning on in. I appreciate that. Keep tapping that screen away, TikTok. Keep dropping your questions. Guys, we're Philly sports centric, but please, if you guys have NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, MLS questions in relation, please drop them in there. You got life questions. I'm down a little. You want to talk some hip hop? I'm down to talk a little debates on hip hop. Give me your top 5 MCs of all time. I haven't talked hip hop in a while. But for right now, let's get into. I want to start off today. Since we're not going to be here tomorrow, I want to look at the NFL matchups here this week, and I want to go over wins and losses here. All right, so let's start off like we've done this before last year. If you guys were part of Wayne Philly Sports, we're doing something a little bit similar here. But here we go. Our first matchup this weekend starts tonight against the Giants and the Niners. I believe this one is in San Francisco. That's right, San Francisco, Levi Stadium. I like the Niners in this one, although I do think that the 49ers are a little bit of frauds. But hey, we all know that we can't say that to Niners fans, that's for sure. But I got the Niners over the Giants. I just lost my place here. All right, Sunday 1:00, first game, Colts versus Ravens. Give me the Ravens on that one. Titans and Browns. Oof, give me the Titans. I think Browns have lost too much there. Denver versus Miami. Give me Miami. Denver's a mess, dude. Jets versus Patriots. Give me the Pats. I like the Pats getting their first win there against the 1-1 Jets. Bills versus Commanders. I like the Bills in this one. Give me Buffalo over Commanders, although Buffalo hasn't been as dominant this year as we thought they would. Atlanta versus the Lions. Give me the Falcons, who, by the way, are 2-0 on the season, looking to go 3-0. I like the Falcons over the Lions. The Saints and Packers. Give me the Saints. I like the Saints in that one. We got the Texans versus the Jags. Give me the Jags. Tough loss last week against Andy Reid and the boys. We got I was going to say the Clippers. I swear to God, I was going to say the Clippers. It's so funny. Chargers versus the Vikings. I like the Chargers to get their first win. And this is a big one because this is 2 0-2 teams. One thing you don't want to do in the NFL is go 0-3. Nobody wants to go 0-3. Typically, that does not put you in a good spot to make the playoffs. So 0-3 is what's staring for the Chargers and for the Vikings. You got the Seahawks and the Panthers. Give me Seattle in that one. I heard Bryce Young may not play in that one as well, so that's going to be huge. If he's not available. But either way, I like the Seahawks over the Panthers. We're in the 4 o'clock games now. Dallas and Arizona. Give me the boys. You think JG blows a lead this week? That'd be something. That'd be something. Bears versus Chiefs. Yeah, dude. I mean, everyone knows it's going to be the Chiefs. You feel for the Bears though. You feel for the Bears. 8:20 Sunday Night Football. This is going to be a snooze fest. But give me the Steelers over the Raiders. That one's going to be bad though. And then, of course, Monday Night Football. We'll talk about that in just once. Is there another one? There's 2. There's 2 games on Monday night. Okay. All right. Well, Bengals and Rams. I'm gonna go with Bengals. I like the Bengals primetime game. The Bengals are not going 0-3. That's for sure. I'm fully confident about that. They're not going to go on 3. But this is what we have so far. So we have the Niners over the Giants, the Ravens over the Colts, the Titans over the Browns, the Dolphins over the Broncos, the Patriots over the Jets, the Bills over the Commanders, the Falcons over the Lions, the Saints over the Packers, the Jags over the Texans, the Chargers over the Vikings, the Seahawks over the Panthers, the Boys over the Cards, the Chiefs over the Bears, the Steelers over the Raiders, and then, of course, the Bengals over the Rams. If you guys agree or disagree with me, you're more than welcome to leave it in the comment section. And that's what I got here for this upcoming weekend. Should be a fun array of games. You guys let me know what you're looking forward to as well. But with that, we get into our preview here. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Football, about 4 days from now. We got a ways to go. And it's crazy because this scheduling has been weird. Not a lot of 1 o'clock games in the schedule for the Birds. And as number 2, you go from last Thursday opening the link to now this upcoming Monday, you're back at it. Dude, that's like 11 days of disparity from your last game. That's a lot. That's like a bye week, essentially. And if I think I heard correctly, the Birds didn't start practicing until today. Because they, obviously, Nick Sirianni gave the guys off a couple days, a little early day offs, and obviously had some early injuries, so that definitely does help. It definitely bodes well. It's just interesting that the scheduling worked like that. But Beagles will be back after 11 days from our last game, and who do we have? Our old friend, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be interesting, and one of the storylines for this game is going to be the fact that in 2021, Nick Sirianni's first year, Jalen Hurts' first year as a starter. We all know how the season went, 9-8. It was a surprise of a year. They exceeded expectations, and heading into Wild Card Weekend, they unfortunately had the daunting task of going up against Tom Brady and the Bucs. And what happened was as expected. I'll speak for myself as an Eagles fan, but if you're an Eagles fan on that game after that game, you had to feel good about the future. Losing that game sucked. The Bucs took control from the jump, but that game brought experience, and that game left a sour taste and a wound in the Eagles' mindset that pushed them all the way to what you saw last year, one of the most dominant teams in the league, if not the most dominant, and they made it to the Super Bowl. And I think a lot of it had to do with what happened in 21. Obviously, you fast forward here to 23, not too much has changed. The Bucs roster is still pretty talented despite not having Tom Brady, but in comes now what is like a journeyman starting quarterback. I mean, Baker Mayfield goes from the Browns to the Rams to the Panthers. It's been a wild ride for Baker Mayfield, and he now winds up here with the Bucs, and he's got himself a good situation. He's got a good team around him. Doesn't have to do too much, and just like in 2021 when they won their first playoff game, not a lot that Baker needs to do here in order to get the win. However, though, it's different because the Eagles are a much different team. But I want to start today with this matchup. I want to look at the Eagles offense versus the Bucs defense. And you're going to hear a lot of referencing to 2021 because I know we played them I know it's been a while since we played them in 2021, but a lot has changed. Todd Bowles is one of the constants here for the Bucs as well. In 21 in that playoff game, he had a fantastic game plan, and he eliminated the running routes here for Jalen Hurts to run through. He threw so many different looks, and Jalen struggled to the point that Eagles fans questioned whether Jalen Hurts could be a starting quarterback for this football team, considering the expectations that they had. Todd Bowles is still here. And I think that this matchup, the Eagles offense versus the Bucs defense, is going to be the most important matchup of this game. Because I think in general, this is the two best units on the field. And the Bucs defense really has been dictating the first two games for the Bucs, the Vikings and the Bears game. They really took control of the game. They made big plays. They made turnovers. I think there was a pick six last week by Shaq Barrett. But it's going to be so important that the Birds not only score some points, but keep that Bucks offense off the field. I'll explain why in just a minute. But when I look at the Eagles offense for the Bucks D looking closer, it really does come down to Jalen Hurts, simply because I feel like the Eagles are going to try to get that run game going, or they absolutely should. Control the clock again, like what you saw last week. Control the clock. That way you can control the game. DeAndre Swift, we talked about it yesterday, NFC Player of the Week, and that was for a reason. You saw his potential. You saw he can absolutely run through the between the tackles. He's explosive in the open field, but this is a little bit different. Bucks really good in all three levels of their defense, and so you have to try to run the ball at all costs. It's going to be a physical matchup. And in a mano-a-mano type of matchup, I want to see what this Eagles run offense can do. But yes, with that said, I don't think it'll be all Swift. I think you might see some Penny. And by the way, Kenneth Gainwell should be back as well in this game, so that's big as well. You have your full arsenal of running backs. But I think that what it's going to come down to is if Jalen Hurts can make some plays. And obviously, the Bucs defense can make some stops here. But more importantly, if they do stop the run, or even if they don't stop the run, Jalen Hurts is going to have to make some plays with that arm. And he absolutely can, because when you have the weapons of Devontae, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert, you should be able to find those guys, because those guys are that talented. It's not going to be easy, because in all three levels, Bucs are stacked. And it's going to be the toughest challenge yet for the Birds. And you look at week one, that was a really formidable defense as well. The Eagles, they did struggle. Look, in that game, obviously you had some big special teams plays, big defensive plays as well. But that really did help the Eagles in that game. But you can't always rely on that every single week. This Eagles offense is going to have to make some plays. And obviously, a lot of Christopher Hurts in this Eagles offense hasn't looked as crisp as last year. But obviously, you saw against the Vikings, when you run the ball, all things are possible. So I think that that's what it's going to come down to, is to make some plays. On the flip side, the Eagles defense versus the Bucs offense, I'm a little bit concerned simply because of the injuries. We talked about Vontae Maddox this week. He's more than likely done for the year. Bradbury, hopefully he'll be back by Monday. He should be back by Monday, but if he is not, that makes it even extra thin. I'm expecting him to start. One thing we have seen throughout practices is James Bradbury lining up as a slot. And I think that would bode well. I think it's a position that is extremely underrated. It's so hard to find good slot corners. And in this league, dude, all these good teams, these elite teams, have three good wide receivers. So that slot player is extremely important. So, I mean, I'm all in on moving Bradbury as a slot. Heck, if you really want Josh Jobe on the outside, I thought he looked okay. I didn't think he looked terrible, which I know. A young kid being inserted into that type of situation, that's tough. I thought he held his own as best as he could. So that's definitely something to keep watching here. But this pass rush for the Birds has been an important part of it. We saw a little bit more extra pressure, more, we're talking more than just four guys just going after a quarterback. But the Eagles pass rush looked really good yesterday. We gave them the love yesterday as well. Obviously, the Bucs are going to look to run the ball, and this Eagles defense, second best rated run defense in the NFL so far, according to Pro Football Focus. But can they keep it up again this week? It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be, both these teams are pretty solid in the trenches, and if you're into that type of stuff, this is gonna be the matchup for you. But I mean, if they could rattle Baker Mayfield, I'm fully confident the Birds can get this win here, man. They can keep this offensive check. Our offense should be able to make enough plays, but that's going to be the key there with the injuries. It's really the injuries that have been affecting. And same thing too, like this defense, like Sean Desai is getting himself used to this Eagles defense as well. So that's also a different factor too. But at the end of the day, when I look at this matchup, like the Bucs are a good team and they may compete for the NFC South with the Saints here. But the Eagles just overall are the better team. Better quarterback by far, which is ironic, because Jalen and Baker, Oklahoma quarterbacks, right? Kind of in the same, in a way. It was Baker and Kyler and then Jalen. That's why that works. I think the Eagles have a better running game. Better. Do the Eagles have better weapons? I'm gonna say yes. Mike Evans is getting old. He is. He still looks good, but I would have to go AJ Brown over Mike Evans. If we're talking maybe like 2 years ago, maybe I would have said Mike Evans over AJ Brown. But at this point of his career, I'm going AJ over Mike Evans. Devontae Smith and Chris Godwin, again, two really good corners, two really good wide receivers. Dude, that's up for debate. Obviously, I'm going to go bias on this one, and I'm going to go Devontae over Chris Godwin. And we have the better tight end and Dallas Goedert, and that's been proven here. Better offensive line, better running back group, better coach. Todd Bowles is a great defensive coach, but, he's been exposed before in this league. So it should be a lot of fun. You guys can throw your predictions in the comment section. I personally believe that the Birds will win. I think it'll be a low-scoring one. I think it'll be like a 20-17 type of win here for the Birds. And it's going to come down – it's going to be a slim margin of error, guys. You got to take care of the ball. Try to turn over that ball. Control this game. Try your best to control this game, but it's going to be a physical one. There's going to be a lot of bruises on Tuesday morning. I truly expect that, man. Truly expect that. Hopefully not for me, man, because obviously I'm going to be in Cowboys. I'm thinking I'm going to be in Cowboys Nation, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I'll definitely be rocking the Birds hard. We'll be doing the EAGLES down 6th Street. Y'all already know. What's up, Jason? What's going on, bro? It's good seeing you here, buddy. How we feeling, man? Vic Reyes, what's going on? We will see you guys on Monday night. Vic Reyes. Hey, listen, Vic, we're being honest. We're being brutally honest here, man. At the end of the day, Eagles do have better talent overall, but that doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win. Nothing's guaranteed here in this league. But when you look on paper, I mean, are you going to be able to stop these weapons? You may be able to slow down this running game. You're not going to stop it. I think the Eagles did run the ball pretty solid in that week 6 matchup in 21. That one, that's one of that game was one of the difference makers is why Shane Steichen took over the play calling. Dude, there was a point in 21 where just Nick Sirianni would just not stop throwing the ball, like having young Jalen Hurts sitting in that pocket, throwing 30, 40 times. And that's when he realized can't be doing that type of shit. And the Bucs were a better team at that point. But the tides have turned here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be physical. And, yeah, who's going to come out of the brawl? Jason's got a 35-21 win. Okay. I didn't say that much. Saying that about Tampa for you know the problem, Vic, is it's a good team. It's a good roster. It's a good defense, great weapons, a solid coaching staff. But really, honestly, Vic, you guys are only going to go as far as Baker takes you. That's really what it is. And I think that we can get to him, man. Yeah, I can answer that, Beth. So real quick on the Union, she's asking if I think Leon Flock will be back for the playoffs. So a couple, like 2-3 weeks ago, he got a second opinion on that ACL, and according to his German doctors, he should be back before the playoffs. So we'll see what that entails. Obviously, he's going to take both views into consideration, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say, yeah, he'll be back by the playoffs. Really don't need him here in the regular season, just here by the playoffs. Obviously, would like him here in the regular season because depth has been a problem, but for sure. Ian's got 31-21 Birds. Okay, Ian. A little 10-point swing. I wonder what uniforms we wear because it's a primetime game. It's early on, too. I guess we're going to stick to the green, right? Because now it's only really the only option is green, white, and the Cali Greens. We already know we're going to wear them against the Dolphins and the Bills, so it should be interesting. Vic Reyes, we actually went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. Yes, with Tom Brady. What did you guys do? We lost that year. You actually lost that Super Bowl, didn't you? No, wait. You guys, no. You guys won in 20. We're talking about 21. In 21, you guys lost to the Rams in the second round. We lost to you guys in that first round. So, I don't think I was talking smack about that year. I'm talking about more so this year. I really wasn't talking smack either. But hey, I get it, man. I get it. Nobody wants to hear them talk about their teams. It's not them. I get that. But let's talk about our soccer team real quick because Beth got me into it. Beth got me here. Real quick, last night, first off, thank you so much whoever tuned in last night. I really do appreciate that. We had a lot of fun over those 2 hours. Are we on the road, Ian? I thought we were at home. I can double check though. I'll tell you right now. Yes, we're on the road. Oh my God, we're back in Tampa, dude. Tampa does not bring good memories for me. Or does it? I think of actually, it's not bad. The last time we were in Tampa, though, that was not fun. Obviously, I'm talking about before the playoff game in 21. So in 2018, it was like a week 2 or week 3 matchup. We actually went down to Tampa. Ryan Fitzpatrick was the quarterback. Carson Wentz was trying to come back from his injury. And dude, Deshaun Jackson tore us up again. Dude, we should have never cut him. And we lost. That was a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of a shocker losing to that one. But I guess it hasn't been too bad. I think of the Nick Foles game in 2013. That year he started over Mike Vick when he went down. He had a big game in that one. I think of the oh man, what was it like 06? When was it Matt Bryant hit like the 61, 63-yard field goal to beat us? Oh my God, B West had a huge game in that one. So it's interesting in Tampa. Crazy things happen in Tampa. That's why, man, this one's going to be physical, and I don't take Tampa for granted, man. But I still think the Eagles will have more on that day. But real quick, we're on to the Union. We'll answer more Eagles questions in just a second, but we got to move forward here. Last night, thank you everyone for tuning in. A 2-2 draw against Charlotte. Feels like a victory. Kind of depends on who you ask. In reality, though, the Union had to fight back, and they had to dig deep to get the win. So that's huge in that own right. You like to see that. And it's a game where in the first half, the Union looked like the better team, like we talked about. They had the better opportunities, but they couldn't find the goal. And in the second half, and the beginning parts of it, Charlotte was able to find the momentum, and they ran with that. And with that, they got themselves 2 goals in like the span of like 5 minutes. And I'm sorry, 6 minutes. Justin Miram gets the 55th minute goal, and that one just is unfortunate because I'm trying to think this one. So that was the play where Enzo Copetti couldn't get a ball clear on net, and it was deflected by Glesnes. Ali was trying to control it to clear it out, and unfortunately could not control that. And there was Justin Miram to rock that bad boy in. Early 1-0 lead. And then 6 minutes later, Karol Swiderski. This was a great job of Bronico, who was battling with Damian Lowe on that right side of the box of the 18 and loses the ball, wins it back, crosses it in, and Karol Swiderski just fucking out of nowhere comes in, slashes in, gets the ball misdirected perfectly. Andre could not do anything. And just like that, 61 minutes in, it's 0-0. And you see Carranza and Urre come out on the match before. Oh, that's right. Yeah, for the starting lineup, we talked about rotation. There was obviously no Elliott. We talked about that. Jim decided to run with Jesus and Ali as the 2 shuttlers. And then Baribo and Chris Donovan were the 2 forwards. So Baribo and Donovan, Jim decided to go with 2 new forwards there. And that was certainly interesting. And I'll talk about those 2 in just a second. But once those guys came out, things just kind of turned around. And Quinn Sullivan, who came out as well in the 70th minute, he gets a goal to cut the lead in half. This was a great job. Play built by Mbaizo. Finds Quinn Sullivan in the empty. Actually, Daniel Gazak was the one that crossed this in. So Daniel Gazak finds Quinn Sullivan in the empty pocket, and he hits the ball perfectly, and it was a goal. Perfect shot. 1-0, and then in the 97th minute, here comes what's his name? Dick Gregory. We talked about this last night. I couldn't even pronounce his name. It's D Jagari. Brett D Jagari. I think that's how you say it. Where's Brett from? He's a 32-year-old midfielder. He's Belgian. He's not Belgian. He's Belgic. Is that what you say? He's Belgic. I know, guys. It's that time of the week. But He somehow, some way decides to foul Mbaizo in the box, and you know it was going to be a goal once you see Daniel Gazak walk up to the spot, and that was clutch. But obviously, bad, a terrible, terrible, terrible mistake by DJ Gary, and that would be the difference. Just with that PK goal, that would be enough. And the Union, dude, like literally survive. I can't. It's crazy how they were able to get out of Charlotte with with a point there. But I mean, look, it shouldn't have come to that. In the end of the day, and you look at that 6 minute span where they scored the goals. The Miriam goal, it's unfortunate, right? Like that's Ali most times gets rid of that, and Andre really couldn't do much more there. And then the second goal, like there's just a lack of communication. Guys just people watching, and that's just super frustrating as a fan. And it's just uncharacteristic mistakes. And the only thing you can chalk it up to is the fact that these guys are tired. These guys are fatigued. These guys are digging deep and trying to go all out, and it's hard. Dude, Glezes has now 101 straight appearances, man. That's an incredible stat, but dude, it's a lot of soccer he's playing. To play at a high level like that, I mean, come on. How many times do we have to sit in front of this camera and criticize Mbaizo for not communicating? The minute you see Swiderski just fucking running and booking and slashing in, dude, say something. He still doesn't get it. And at least Gleznes there to try to fend on Swiderski last minute while he's looking everywhere. You got to help each other out. And the depth is still a problem. So because of rotation, you started with Chris Donovan and Ty Barriba as your two forwards. Our boy Mike Thomas, who if you guys don't follow on Twitter, he had an interesting point, which I don't have time to look up right now, his tweet, but pretty much saying that he believes that Chris Donovan has improved. But like Chris Donovan has improved. Let's get that way. Chris Donovan has improved from last year. But is it good enough to start in this league? Is it good enough to get consistent minutes in this league? I personally don't think so. Chris Donovan went from a college player who now is a borderline MLS reserve / USL player, second division, because obviously, I guess, because he plays for MLS next as well. So I guess that's what you could say. But I mean, I don't know what the ceiling is for Chris Donovan. Obviously, he works his butt off. He's a Philly kid. We all love that. But he lacks that technical ability. I mean, he had a couple opportunities yesterday. Obviously, he had the best opportunity in the first half with that header and just hit the post there. But, when you're in there, you're lucky if he scores an easy goal. And Ty Barriba, I want everyone to understand, Ty Barriba just had his first start last night. That was his first MLS start. I thought he looked fine for his first MLS start. It is going to take some time. Daniel Gazak did not start off this league guns a-blazing. He wasn't the MVP candidate. He was not that guy. It took time, and look at it now. It's going to take some time. But unfortunately, you need to rotate. And that's what wound up happening. I mean, last night, the only guy coming off the bench in the midfield was Jack McGlynn. And that's a problem, too. You can't just have one dude just coming off the bench, man. You don't know Ali's status. He's a little older. He's an injury away from being out for another significant amount of time. It's a problem. Well, really, last night as well, it showed the championship pedigree. That's why, I have a little bit of sense of optimism heading into the playoffs, because these guys have been there and done that. These guys know what it takes to win. Do they have it in them? That's another question. It's a lot of soccer. But I want to talk about a couple players. Quinn Sullivan. I'm in a crossroads with Quinn, and here's why. Quinn Sullivan has all the technical ability to play as a forward on this team and in this system, but it just doesn't mesh. And I feel like when he plays more as a midfielder, as a shuttler, he finds those pockets that he likes, and he likes to take those long shots. I feel like he has more room for creativity, if that makes sense. But when he's more as a forward, I really don't see that. And there's a lot of responsibility too when you're forward. both offensively and defensively. And I think that when you're Quinn Sullivan, you can focus more on attack when you're playing as a midfielder, and Bueno doesn't mind playing either or. And that's when you saw that goal. And it's just like an anomaly. Like Quinn Sullivan to me is best suited in a 4-3-3. A free-flowing type of play. A play where he could play as a winger, which I think he's very effective as. He could play as one of those Shudler midfielders where those guys can kind of intervene and play as like an attacking guy, attacking midfielder, as a central attacking midfielder. He needs more freedom. And unfortunately, we just don't do that. We really don't. Counterattacking is different than a free-flowing system. Everyone's got their own spaces, their own positioning to worry about. And there's zones that they have to follow. 4-3-3, it's a little bit more free-flowing. So that's what I personally believe with Quinn Sullivan. We'll see, man. We'll see. Damian Lowe, again, the inconsistency. And then I don't know if anyone saw yesterday, someone commented under the starting lineup on Twitter for the Union account, why is Damian Lowe starting? He pretty much said that he sucked. And then Damian Lowe decided after the game to go under the team's Twitter comment and quote tweet it and comment back and told this guy to essentially eat a bunch of dicks. But he said sausages, to be politely. But we know what he was trying to say. Dude, that's spicy. That's curry spicy. I mean, look, I'm all about allowing your haters to be your greatest motivators. Trust me, that's the reason why I'm still doing this to this day. But my God, you don't tweet that out under your own team's fucking comments. It's not a good look, my G. It's not a good look. Look, I've been critical of Damian Lowe. I feel like I've been fair as well towards Damian Lowe's criticisms. At the end of the day, Damian just does way too much out there. Keep it simple, short, and stupid, brother. He just doesn't do that. He's got the athletic ability, but I think it's just a little bit too much up here. Instead of just allowing yourself to play the game. And I think that's the problem. But I mean, you cannot be talking like that. You cannot be talking like that. So a 2-2 draw. We move on to LAFC, which honestly, it's going to be a fun matchup here. Subaru Park should be rocking. I expect you guys to be rocking. It's still a solid team, but these guys are running into the same problems that we are, and that's what is going to bode well for the Union tomorrow night. Saturday night. Dude, they're gassed. They have played a shit ton of soccer as well. I think they played more than us because obviously they played in the finals of the Champions League this year. They beat us for it, but it's gonna come down to who wants it more. I think it's gonna be another physical battle. They still got some talented players. They did do some rotation as well. And when it comes to LAFC this year, really, it's all about Dennis Bouanga, who we saw last year. But he's kind of after a full now starting the season with the team, he looks more comfortable out there. But my God, he's on a ball on another level right now, and it concerns me because Harriel, as good as a defender he is, he's a little inexperienced, right? He's a little young. Should be a good test. I definitely don't want to see Mbaizo. I'm begging, and I'm telling you, I'm begging Jim to not start Mbaizo. Because Mbaizo will get absolutely torched by Dennis Bouanga. Torched by him. And, I mean, you're going to have Elliott back. You're going to have a lot of your main clogs back here. And I expect the Union to have Carranza and Ure back at the top two forwards there. But you got to play disciplined soccer. And you got to play 90 minutes. One problem against LAFC is that these guys don't play a full 90 minutes. In last year's MLS Cup case, they didn't play a full 120 minutes and allowed Gareth Bale to come back with that fucking goal, dude. Gareth Bale. Ugh! But yeah, I mean, that MLS Cup should, and that not only the MLS Cup, CCL semifinals, both of those things should be fresh on the mind of the Union fans and the Union players. Everybody should be coming out on Saturday night in Subaru Park, loud and rowdy and ready to fucking go. Like, I should feel the excitement throughout Subaru Park that I should be wanting to run through a fucking wall. That's how it should be. This is a team that fucking took your trophy away. Two of them. I don't need to talk about tactics. I don't need to talk about the players on the pitch. If that doesn't get these teams up, I'm sorry, that if that doesn't get this Union team up, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Saturday night, man. I don't know what Jim decides to roll with. I would probably go back to a diamond. I think they're better. They're more in sync in the diamond, I would say. Blake can go, obviously. I'm going with Wagner, Glezis, Elliott. I'm going Harriel at the right as my right back. I'm going Bueno. I'm going McGlynn, El Brujo, Bueno, and Daniel Gazak at the tip of the diamond with Carranza and Urre as the two forwards. I do think we draw, though. It's just the Union way, man. Dude, like, you look at, like, even the CCL semifinals, the first leg in Chester, they had the lead, and then LAFC gets the late goal, man. That's just LAFC. That's literally LAFC. And we're going to have to see if they can bounce back, man. But geez Louise, LAFC. Love Union still go in the playoffs. Let's go, man. We'll be there. That's right. The Union last night's draw, and then getting some favors by DC, and by who was the other one? It was DC and Columbus, I want to say. That allowed the Union to clinch their playoff spot. So Union again for the 6th straight season will be in the MLS Cup playoffs. That's a big thing. That's a big deal. I know we're frustrated with this team. But to make the playoffs 6 straight seasons, that's truly impressive, guys. Truly impressive. This was an organization that from 2010 through 2017, it was just a dysfunction mess, man. You had nice moments like in 2011. They were the best in 2011. But other than that, man, it was rough. It was absolutely rough. So 6 straight playoff appearances. That's phenomenal, man. Dude, I'm fucking great, Jason. I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. It's a beautiful day. I'm ready for Texas. Texas is hot right now. I'm not like I like the fall weather to an extent. Like I don't mind it too much, but dude, I love summer. I love the heat. I love being in warm weather. I love wearing shorts, and sneakers and t-shirts and tank tops and no shirts. You know, I love that. I love being in the sun. I love being in the water. It's fun, man. I'm heading to late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So I have to go to Newark. So I'll be in Texas tomorrow. Hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I will be in Texas. What's up right now? I'll be in Austin. Just Austin, though. I'm just going to stay in Austin. What's up right now? What's going on? We are planning on going to Galaxy versus Austin FC. That's going to be the key, man. I'm trying to go to Galaxy versus Austin FC on Saturday night. Sunday night, I'm sorry. I keep saying Saturday. What am I drinking? Good question. So today's citywide special, Jason, we had our Kirkland Tennessee whiskey, the big boy. And then we have here Bonesaw from right here in Glassboro. This is the Pump Queen. This is a fall beer. This is a vanilla pumpkin spice cream ale. Highly recommend going to the brewery to grab one of these bad boys. They will put a nice little rim of cinnamon and brown sugar while you're drinking this. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, man. It's a good one. It's a good fall. One of my favorite fall beers, man. One of my favorite fall beers. I'm excited to go to some Austin breweries, man. Love my breweries. Definitely want to check that out. Maybe I'll bring some beers. It's gonna be tough to do that, but we'll see. We will see. Beth. Okay, so Vic was mad about the Buck. Okay. Yeah, so basically we got the same team at the Super Bowl, so we'll see on Monday. Yes, Vic, but the quarterback position is kind of an important position in this league. If you trust Baker Mayfield, kudos on you, but he still has to prove it. But it's still, yeah, like I said, it's still a good team. I think the midfield did a little bit better when they saw McGlynn. I was a little bit worried. So what we had, I mean, the thing is that the Union did a good job of allowing Charlotte to attack. They sat back and then they hit them on the counterattack. What Jack brings is an ability to break down midfields and backlines with his long ball and his vision. And that's what he's really, really good at doing. And that's why he's important. He brings a different dynamic to his team, especially when they're needing something in the attack. So That's what the beauty of McGlynn is. Carranza, Sullivan, and Ure. Okay. That's right. Those were the subs. I think the team was the Chicago Fire. Yes, it was the Fire. Yes. And what a mess Chicago the Fire are. Yo, can someone like actually fix the Chicago Fire? Like, how do we have a major American sports market like Chicago and they're garbage? Chicago sports are not in a good place right now, right? Gubbies don't look good now. They look good in the summer. Now they look Bears. Well, Blackhawks are rebuilding, but um the Bulls, that's a mess. They're what the Bulls are about to go through is what the Sixers went through late 2000s, early 2010s. About to be mediocre as fuck. John Fairley, do you give fantasy advice? My advice is don't do fantasy. Find other hobbies. Find productive things to do on your Sundays. No, I'm just kidding. Have fun at fantasy. Personally, I don't do much fantasy. I just changed up my lineup. I don't even feel comfortable about that this week. I don't have time for fantasy. I'll be honest with you, but I will do it. I do it for the social aspect of it, but I prefer to watch the game and enjoy it because I'm a nerd like that. Not nerdy enough to play fantasy sports, but I love just watching the game, seeing what's going on. Break down the matchups, the battle on the line of scrimmage. Dude, I'm getting moist thinking about it. Ian, the Sox might be moving. They should. Why do we have two baseball teams in Chicago? Chicago is not that big of a city to be having two baseball teams. Who needs a baseball team? I'm trying to think. Obviously, we got Vegas under control now, right? With the A's going over there. Canada could be using another team, man. Right? Bring the Expos back. That's an option. Austin. Another team in Texas, San Antonio or Austin. Dude, I keep hearing great things, but also I'll let you guys know Tuesday. But I mean, like, the NFL tried to go there. The MLS is killing it right now down there. Texas has become a fucking powerhouse down there. So something tells me Austin can take on professional teams. But I digress. Tennessee, Nashville could use a team. Ian, there you go. We're on the same wavelength. Trying to think, dude. Who else can use a team? Utah's a good one to think about. Utah, I like Utah. I would definitely think of Utah as well. What are your thoughts on Phillies Mets series? Sorry if I'm late to this. No, you're good. We were about to talk about that next. I'm excited for it. I don't know what to expect. I haven't watched the Mets this year. They've obviously been bad. The Phillies are coming off of a series win against the Braves. It will be in. I think we're in New York, right? If I'm not mistaken, we're in New York for this one. Let me just double check here. We're on Fox tonight. That's interesting. We're in CBP. We're back at the bank. Should I go tonight? No, I'm just kidding. There you go, Ian. Charlotte. I don't know how I feel about Charlotte, but definitely New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans have proven that they can hold professional teams. It would help if they gave them a good basketball team. I don't know about Portland. No offense, but Portland's a little too hipster for baseball. I want to check that city out too. But you have some options here, and I think that nice. I think that they could move. I think the White Sox move, although that would hurt for a lot of people who've been supporting the Chicago White Sox for decades. That's right, home. Let me see here. So tonight you got Suarez versus David Peterson. Let me look at the full schedule. No, they should be able to take care of business here. It's a 4-game set. I mean, I don't know if they'll win the series. I don't ever go there, especially on a 4-game set. But the split for sure. So you got Suarez versus Peterson tonight. Taijuan Walker against Tyler Meagle. Zach Wheeler versus Jose Quintana. And then you have Christopher Sanchez versus Jose Buto. So, I mean, I like all those pitching matchups for the Phils for sure. But, I mean, the Mets, again, Injuries have killed them. Pitching has been a problem for them. Obviously, Max Scherzer got traded in season, but let's get some runs going here. And I want to see the pitching step up here. It should be a matchup here for the pitching to get their confidence back up. And I want to see them get back to that. I think the lineup is out right now, if I saw that correctly. Let me just pull that up right quick. Here we go. Mets, 7:15. All right. Okay, here we go. So, batting leadoff, Kyle Schwarber, DHing tonight. Batting second, Trey Turner, starting at shortstop. Starting at third and batting third is Alec Boehm. And then batting fourth and starting at first base is Bryce Harper. It's an interesting decision. JT Realmuto will be batting fifth and starting at first. I'm starting at catcher. I'm sorry. Nick Castellanos batting sixth and starting at right field. Bryson Stott starting at second, batting seventh. Johan Rojas batting eighth and starting at center field. And Christian Pache will be batting ninth and starting at left field here. Get the series win tonight against the Mets. No Nola. That's right. Nola started yesterday. Am I mixing up my days? No, Lorenzo started yesterday. Interesting. Oh, that is interesting. Maybe resting up. That was a good last outing by Nola. Hopefully he can bounce back. That was yesterday, actually. Yeah, that was yesterday. So I mean he wouldn't play in this one. Let's go Flyers. All right. How about that? We got a Flyers fan in the building. I like that. We'll talk Flyers when we get back. All right, guys. I got a shit ton of shit to do before I head out to Austin, Texas. Guys, thank you so much. This was a great week of Citywide Special. I really appreciate. I had a lot on my plate this week. To get these episodes out were not easy. To get Citywide or get Wednesday Night Watch Along out was not easy as well. So I truly appreciate any support, any love you guys show. It means the world to me, truly, guys. I'll bring back some souvenirs. But guys, enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. Do me a favor, hit this like button, subscribe for more Philly sports. We'll be back on Tuesday. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, as always,